Presenting to you Preity Zinta, modern woman who lives life on her own terms. Very warm welcome.
I'm here to talk about women's safety, women's issues. Women's safety is not just a problem in India, it's actually a global issue. Can we go to the, just where the logo is? Kavach is actually a total and holistic solution to women's safety. It is privatizing emergency response at the press of a button, but it's backed with high-end technology and forensic support. So to put it simply, if anything ever went wrong, you could subscribe to this app, or you have a physical device. A lot of people prefer an app and not a device, but basically if you press the button, somebody is going to come and look out for you. Not just somebody come and look out for you, it will also help in collecting audio forensic evidence. It's a small step we've taken. It's a very, very long journey, and I'm very excited about it. I'm a little nervous also, but I hope it's going to be a game changer for women and how we look at safety in India, and then maybe in the world.
People coming in with technology, people coming in with content, right? And a lot of them have an issue, and I think all the red tape is disappearing right now. What I hear you say, you know.
We're trying to create some de facto standards amongst major players that people can probably follow as a template to define a lot of IP and rights and protect them accordingly.
According to me, the law is there, the protection is there. But it was the question of understanding, I think what was there, the right attitude was not there. People took IP rights too casually. The legal, like when it came to film industry, the things were like, people didn't dealt it very seriously. Now people have understood that there is a value creation in the IP rights.
We've typically imported concepts, we bought the rights for concepts, and we remade it in India. I think the challenge is, how do we start creating our own IPs, and how do we export those IPs to the rest of the world? So I think that it's an interesting challenge that we have, and the opportunity is phenomenal.
There is something very inherently Bollywood in the film industry, and the danger is not to lose that. There's a certain joy of storytelling that we have, which we definitely must nurture and keep going with that. But at the same time, we need to allow a parallel space to develop for new filmmakers. Right. People who've probably not grown up in the culture of watching our films with song and dance come up and be able to tell their kind of storytelling, and that's happening. A lot is made about song and dance, but actually some of the top grossing films of our industry are not really films that have been known for their song and dance.
Panel talk, something which I have
Well, I'm not going to intellectualize it. I'm just going to speak from my heart. I think that's the best thing to happen to, I think the world, and especially to India, and especially to the youngsters of India. And of course, the most important thing is the digitization, and which is really, it has shocked the world. It has, and especially for people like us, who want to. Who are content creators, for actors, for artists, and for the Indian cinema, nothing could be better than the digitalization and the globalization, because it was it would have been otherwise a very, very tough journey to do things which would reach out instantly. So I think somewhere I feel the world has become smaller, and just sitting at home, sitting in Mumbai, you can reach out to the world. Yeah.
Close to about $200 million is the number which is floating around for its ticket collections in China.
Doing 24 in India, and it was a tough journey because the budgets were very small compared to the budgets which are there in America. Like every episode over there is roughly about $3 to $4 million, and here in India I was doing it roughly about $200,000. $200,000. So that's the gap there. But I remember, I promise you, when I showed it to Howard Gordon, the aesthetics, the scale, the production value, and they said, "How do you do that?" And I said, that's what India can do now, as we said.
Yes.
The globalization and the way the West is looking at us. Like there is a show which I might do for to one of the giants over here, is because I did 24, because they know I can give them the same results which they get for $5 or $10 million. I can do it for $200,000 with the same kind. Because we have great technicians, we have but they just have to be correctly disciplined. So that was my experience. So when I did 24, and obviously it was well received, and obviously there's a lot to learn. I'm going to do it even better when I do the third season. We did the second season, we learned again, and I think I've done many films in my career, but not because I'm sitting in front of you and I'm speaking to you, but the experience of doing 24 has been one of my finest experiences of my entire career.
Thank you very much, Anil.
Thank you.